if you want to connect to your ideal audience to convert into future clients, using these video concepts will grow your page. Here, I'll explain why videos go viral and how you can apply this to building a thriving health brand so that you can monetize your account very quickly. I'll also tell you when and when not to make a video because some viral concepts aren't for everyone. Before we get started, I want to cover some very important points because some people make videos without even understanding their purpose. Although you're here to use these concepts to grow your page and attract clients, it's not a one-step process. It's just the first step to getting people in front of your content so that later you can get them in front of your offer. You need to view your audience on a spectrum of cold all the way to warm. Short-form viral content is the discovery phase because it will create problem awareness around something that you help people with, which is the coldest they'll ever be. But the longer they consume your content, the warmer they're gonna get. That's where people do different things to turn a cold audience into a warm audience. Without something that gets a lot of people to see your content, there is no audience. So what you're doing here is using these concepts consistently to get a viral video that builds an audience that you didn't have before, whether on an account that has 100 followers or on an account that has 10,000 followers. Short form content algorithms are designed to reach new people who have never seen you before. With that out of the way, I'll break down some viral concepts that have gone viral over the years and have evolved just a little bit. So historically, there is proof that this is gonna go viral. You just need to execute on the video properly. And let's say it doesn't perform. If you consistently create concepts that have gone viral, you significantly increase your chance of getting a viral video that grows your first 1,000 followers. After that, it's so much easier to go viral with an established and an engaged audience. Without further ado, let's get into it. We have a video that went viral a couple weeks ago. Its hook is, if you're gonna learn anything from the app, let it be this. And then it basically lists a bunch of habits. This is a repeated concept that people love. It's adjacent to self-development content, but obviously in the health niche. If there is one thing that you want to show off as a health expert, it's what you do on a day-to-day basis to lead by example and to obviously establish your authority. But the way this type of video works is based on the amount of text on screen and the conversation that it generates. So you take a 7 to 10 second clip with a good amount of text on screen. So when someone reads it, they'll end up watching the clip 3 to 4 times. Then obviously comes the comments. If people comment early while it's getting pushed out, it creates a lot of good conversations. People watch it 5 to 8 times in the process and interact with the comment section to push it out. This is how these videos go viral. But if you want to make your own, the structure is pretty simple. It's just a hook and listing out a bunch of health habits that you believe to work. If you want to use a similar format, I have an alternative here. This went viral a couple weeks ago too. It says people with dysregulation are drawn to loud music and shout singing. This hook type is simple audience call out. So if someone is problem aware of something, like people who shake their legs are actually expressing anxiety, you're calling out a habit or a type of person. If it's relatable to the audience it's pushed to, then it can go viral. You're just waiting for it to hit the right people, which with consistency, the algorithm will pick it up. Then the second half is just doing another line or two explaining what you just called out. A third variation of this style is something like this. Me explaining, then you list out a bunch of habits, and then you connect it to a problem that your audience wants it to be resolved. It's the same concept I explained in the first one. Follow the text structure and fill in the blanks. Next works well because it's a fun fact that's brought attention every few months, and then people suddenly remember it. It's this, which is a play on trend. But if you're watching this video in the future, you don't have to do it exactly like this. The My Roman Empire will die in a year, but people will remember it a few years later. But the part that I want to emphasize, that women's health is so under-researched. It's a concept that you can play with a couple variations. For example, most psychology studies were mostly done with men before the 1960s. So the blank study didn't accurately represent blank. If you make psychology videos, that's perfect. But just fill in a fact that you know about research that doesn't accurately represent women's health, because there is plenty of room to go viral with something like that because of the uniqueness and how engaging the idea is. Another concept similar to this video is this. I bring this video style as a trending topic and a viral format. As a trending topic, it's under women's health, and PCOS as a problem has increased over the past decade. So the overall audience is expanding. Making content about it has a chance of getting traction. Looking at the format of the video, historically, this came from the self-development niche on TikTok. It's just a specific way to quickly present information in 1 to 2 words, which works really well with symptoms in the health niche. And there are so many variations that you can pull from that. So obviously be creative with it, don't overthink it. Next is a talking video, but you can use this topic and use one of the viral formats to obviously present it. It just talks about how men have a 24-hour hormonal cycle and women have a 28-day cycle, which isn't talked about because only recently in the past year have people started comparing women's hormonal cycles to men's. But there's a whole viral niche discussing women's cycle health. So if you make content about it, there are a lot of other creators you can draw inspiration from. Making a video on this, she's doing a talking video with the hook being, I've said this before and I'll say this again because there are a lot of people that don't know. Then states facts and talks about hormonal cycles. Now I'm gonna do a little callback. Here's a viral format that's used across a couple niches talking about symptoms. This style just uses a hook to pull in a specific audience that experiences a set of symptoms and acts out what they look like. This is used for depression, anxiety, gut health, and the list goes on. It's relatable, engaging, and works. Acting out 5 different symptoms at least would be perfect for whatever you decide to do. Next is the same format but used differently. It says hook, 3 reasons why you're not seeing results in the gym. It says the hook, 3 reasons you're not seeing progress in the gym. Then she inserts clip relevant to the value and advice she's using. Again, it's engaging. You're adding a visual aspect to your advice, which is more happening with your video. The more people are sucked into it, so they're reading the text and absorbing the clip simultaneously. The next is similar to the first, but I wanted to share another example. This is closer to the mental health niche, and the hook is silent anxiety can look like. And you're acting out habits that people do with anxiety, which makes the post obviously relatable. And that's big because being relatable is what makes people follow. Next, I want to give you something because I really appreciate you watching. So, made you a playlist. I have a much more detailed training on how I scaled my online gut health coaching business to $25,000 per month and how you can gain 10,000 plus followers in the next 30 days. Here's a playlist that covers it more in depth, all about offer, marketing, sales, and overall growth. Thank you for watching.